So, hello everyone, we are back today. So as you can see in the last video, we looked at ionic bonding, part 1. So today, actually just a quick recap to be fair. So, from what we learned in last lesson was ionic bonding takes place when a metal and a non-metal react. I should have done a different pen to be fair, that's alright. Yeah, let's do white, it's calm. So, we looked at the ionic bonding between lithium and fluorine. So this was the ionic bonding between group 1 and group 7. Lithium was in group 1 and fluorine was in group 7. And as we explained, lithium had one outer electron since it was in group 1, and in group 1 elements, all of the elements in group 1 have one outer electron, whereas fluorine is in group 7, which means that every element in group 7 has 7 electrons in the outer shell, and that's a non-metal. So both of them, they both react to the metal, and the non-metal react to have a stable atom. They react because they want to become stable. So right now they're unstable as they have unequal amounts of electrons in the outer shell. They're not full in both. So the fluorine requires one extra electron, and the lithium needs this electron gone. So for that to happen, this electron gets transferred over here into the fluorine. So now the fluorine has full outer electron, as the electron configuration is a 2, 8, 1. What am I saying? 2, 8, 8. Sorry. So that's 2, 8, 8. So because this is the inner shell, this is the outer shell that we're seeing over here. Wow. So because this electron has been transferred there, it now has a full outer electron over here. This and this now has 2 outer electrons, so now it's full because this is the inner. And for fluorine, it now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That's the middle. That's the outer technically for this atom, but this configuration. And then we looked at, because lithium lost its outer electrons, it becomes a +1 ion, because since it lost this electron, and electron is negatively charged, therefore it becomes positive. And fluorine gains outer electron from lithium, it becomes a -1 ion, because electrons are negatively charged, so it becomes a -1 ion. People do get confused though, because they think whenever an atom gains an electron, becomes positively charged. No, that's not the case, because electrons are negatively charged. So if you gain a negatively charged electron, which obviously all electrons are negatively charged, it becomes a minus because it's negative. So after this recap, we shall now go on to ionic bonding part 2. So this should be really fun, shouldn't it? Because I think we understand the concept really. It's just ionic bonding 2 will be between group 2 and group 6, because we looked at group 1 and group 7. We looked at the ionic bonding now between group 2 and group 6. Ionic bonding 2. Alright, so this will be between group 2 and group 6. So what element should we do? We could do magnesium and oxygen. I think that should be relatively simple. So we're gonna have magnesium And as you can tell, magnesium is in group 2 and oxygen is in group 6. So that means magnesium has 2 outer electrons and oxygen has 6 outer electrons. So when magnesium reacts with oxygen, the magnesium atom, they lose the 2 electrons in its outer energy level, and their electrons are transferred to the oxygen atom. So the magnesium atom, so we did the dot and cross diagram today. We're also going to do another dot and cross diagram, but we're just going to make it more simpler, as you can make another diagram like this. These 2 dots represent the outer electron. You don't really have to draw the inner electron, then the outer electron, because the inner electron is useless for the ionic bonding, as it's only the outer electrons that react. And then we have oxygen, which has 6. So now this has 2, 1, 2. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 outer electrons. And so, as we can tell by the process, this magnesium needs to lose these 2 electrons to become stable and have a full outer electron shell, and these need to gain 2 electrons to become stable and have a full outer electron shell. So I would like you guys to balance this out. Please pause the video and you guys can balance this out. Alright, so I hope you guys did this. Relatively simple, to be fair. So we have a magnesium atom plus an oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will become, you always got to put bracket here, by the way. Magnesium loses its 2 outer electrons. So what does it become? Become 2 plus charge, like as we see in the last video. The lithium atom loses its outer electron, so it becomes positively charged, because electrons are negatively charged. So this becomes a positively charged ion. So because of that, magnesium loses its 2 outer electrons, becomes a 2 plus. And then for oxygen, because oxygen gains the 2 electrons for magnesium go there. So I'll relatively be like, I'll do a different color for that. It'll be like that and that. So now it has a 4 outer both of them have 4 outer electrons. So we can do that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty-ho. And that becomes a negatively charged. Minus 2 ion. Wow. That's crazy. But anyways. So, quick process of this. Because magnesium loses the 2 outer electrons, becomes positively charged. Plus 2. And because oxygen gains 2 electrons, becomes a negatively 2 charged. That's crazy. Now we've done this technically, to be fair. We could do another example, but I think you guys really get the concept of ionic compounds, so ionic bonds, so we don't really have to go on those. But